Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Monday Night Football showdown we got going on between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. These teams know each other very, very well. So before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And also, this is the Patreon. Get signed up for that for exclusive content, behind the scenes content other than what I provide on YouTube. You get one-on-ones, you get betting advice, you get DFS advice. Everything is there for you, helping you 30 days for the whole entire month for that price of $7.99. Not these other subscriptions that you sign up and there's no one to answer your questions. You're all left alone. This is a totally opposite experience. I'm here to help, here you grow, here to get you to those winning bags. Now, let's get into this DraftKings slate we got going on here between the Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are at home in this particular game, and let's talk about all our captain options. First one we're going to speak about will be Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is one of the most consistent fantasy players in the league. And as you can see, week by week, the production is there. 16 fantasy points, 37, 40, 27, and 20. The targets are insane. Him and Stafford have had a very special connection. The fact that he already has 1,000 receiving yards in only 9 games is absolutely outstanding, with 74 receptions and 10 touchdowns. He could possibly get to 20 TDs. He could possibly get to 15, 16, 1,700 yards. It's absolutely insane. Cooper Kupp is on a crazy pace. Now with the injury to Robert Woods, which is a big blow, but luckily they did acquire Odell Beckham Jr., you can see a boost to him as well. Boost to Cooper Kupp, and now Odell steps in and becomes a number 2 wide receiver in this offense. So Cooper Kupp, we love him. And if we're looking at wide receivers, the matchup isn't as great if we're just going over with the overall numbers, but Stafford, when he is passing the ball, he's going to pepper Cooper Kupp. If we're just checking it, let me see, 49ers, they're going to be all the way down here. At that 8 spot right here, giving up only 151 yards, just under a TD, and 12 receptions? Yes, 12 receptions, 2 wide receivers. But we already know if Stafford is taking that ball, hiking it, doing his little his reads, he's going to look for Cooper Kupp first. Next guy we're going to look at will be Matt Stafford. Stafford has an opportunity to be in your captain spot as well. He has some prime games against Houston, Detroit, and even the Giants. A bad game against Tennessee, and we're looking for him to bounce back from that horrible outing. He's already had great stats this year. Him and McVay have hooked up and have a very nice connection. Just under 3,000 yards in the season, 23 TDs compared to only 6 interceptions. And now we're looking at the matchup against quarterbacks for 49ers. This is a very juicy matchup. This is why I'm going to put Stafford a little bit higher on the totem pole for this game. We have the San Francisco 49ers right here, 28th ranked in the league, and they are allowing 218 yards passing and just under 2 TDs per quarterback. They have a problem there. They are decent in that red zone, but I think they give up a lot of the big plays. So that is going to be a benefit for Matt Stafford. He's a great option right there. Garoppolo, you can see a game script where the 49ers are going to be down, and they're going to have to fight back. He's come on a little bit as of late. As you can see, 30 fantasy points against Chicago, 23 fantasy points against Arizona. In this game, we're in division, and you can see very high scoring affair. Rams are putting up a ton of points, and now Garoppolo has his full complement of receivers. He has Kittle, he has DEEBO Samuel, and he has Brandon Ayuk. This is a very sneaky play to have in your lineup builds. He really has to have everything clicking. It should be decent weather, so none of that sloppy football that we've seen against the Colts. So Jimmy Garoppolo is a option that I'm looking at for this Monday Night Football game. Darrell Henderson is the lead back. Next guy we're going to speak about for the LA Rams. He has been very up and down. He had a nice stretch against the Giants and the Seahawks. More consistency that we saw at the beginning of the year. Now it's a little bit of downturn. I don't know what's going on. He's still getting work in the receiving game, so he's someone that you should tier 2 him in that flex position. Upside is there for him to have a decent game. It's saying the Russian defense is 26, but when I go here to lineup, and they're showing fantasy points to running backs. Let me just switch it over and get the exact rankings. So we'll start at the top. We're going to look for the 49ers, and the 49ers are 20th ranked. So they're giving up 90 rushing yards a game and just exactly 1 TD as well. 37 yards receiving, so that's a boost for him. So this is a good option. I think Darrell Henderson can definitely give you some solid fantasy points. You're going to have to get creative because there's a lot of expensive guys here, but Darrell Henderson is going to be in the pool. He's tier 2. Let's continue on down the line. Now, when you're looking at someone to bring it back with from the San Francisco side, and my favorite option, it's going to have to be George Kittle. This can be a very sneaky captain spot to have in your lineups because this man has been hibernating all year long. He's finally I think he's going to really break out for the rest of the stretch of the season. Last week came back from his little bit of injury, 6 receptions, 8 targets, 101 yards, and 1 TD. Lost a fumble as well, but this is an elite tight end. This is a top 3 tight end in the league, and he has a very suppressed price, especially in that flex position. I think he's a very great option at the tight end position. But if we're looking at George Kittle, look at these last 5 games against the Rams for George Kittle. He has a game with 26 DraftKings points, 18 DraftKings points, 21, 32, and 20. Most of these games are over 100 yards receiving, as you see 109, 103, and even 149. And only 1 out of the 5 games he doesn't have a TD. He's usually getting in the end zone and creating havoc. You can see in this game script, so we're going to throw him in there. You can see in this game script where they're going to pretty eye in on DEEBO Samuel, who's the number 1 wide receiver for the 49ers. He's going to see Jalen Ramsey coverage, so that's going to be a problem. I'm going to, dial back my DEEBO Samuel play, and I like Kittle and I like Ayuk as the cheaper options in this game because the Rams have an elite corner that can shut down DEEBO Samuel. So DEEBO Samuel is going to be in the pool, but not one of my favorite plays. I'm going to bump him down because I can see him going up against Jalen Ramsey in this game script. All right. Another one of our tier 1, tier 2 options will be Odell Beckham. They just got him, and they got grave news that Robert Woods is going to be out for the rest of the season. Newly acquired Odell, fresh new start. I think they get things going with him. You can even see them feature him in that first drive, just like to make sure that he just got acclimated, see things go down the field with him, and really try to prove a point, make a statement that Odell is not done. And he's been very quiet with the Cleveland Browns. Now he probably is renewed Odell Beckham. He loves Los Angeles. That's why he went to that team. He's staying in the starlight. So he went from New York and now he's in LA. And I think they put a little bit of focus on him in this game. I think that's a great option as a captain as well. Very sneaky. Maybe even the first touchdown of the game. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to definitely remember that. But Odell Beckham is going to be tier 1, tier 2. They just acquired him. Robert Woods is going for the rest of the season. They do have Van Jefferson, but the talent of Odell is extreme. Okay? So let's continue on. We filled out our tier 1, tier 2. Let's clear out these guys. And let's continue on. So the next person I'm going to look at is going to be Brandon Ayuk. Like I said before, we got to watch out for Jalen Ramsey on DeEBO Samuel. Brandon Ayuk is having a little bit of a strong second half. As you look at this, horrible first half of the season. Single-digit games. He has one 14-point game over 10. Week 8 was decent. But now we're getting in the second half of the season. Chicago was a bounce back. And then Arizona, 6 reception, 89 yards, and a TD. Also got some work in the rushing game. They probably did like an end around. But Brandon Ayuk, I think he's going to turn around his season and finish strong. He's going to be bumped up to tier 2 because, like I said, Jalen Ramsey is going to be that X factor on DeEBO Samuel. Next guy we're going to look at will be Elijah Mitchell. I'm going to bump him down just because of the strength of the rush defense for the Rams. All right, we're going to stay away from this, and we're going to move on. Okay, no Elijah Mitchell. Sorry, someone has to get cut. San Francisco is strong against tight ends. HIGBEE has been very up and down this whole season. Hasn't really had a big breakout game. He was fortunate to get 10 targets last week against Tennessee. This is not a strong matchup for him, but he is someone that is viable as a bottom tier flex position. All right, let's continue down. They got Trey Lance here if you want to get really cute, but I don't think we need to go there. Van Jefferson, if you don't feel any confidence in Odell Beckham Jr. because it's going to be his first game with the team, then the next guy up will be Van Jefferson. He's been more of the deep guy, and he's been seeing consistent targets, 7, 6, and 7 in the last 3 weeks. Big play guy, has speed, and very good at route running from his father, who was in the NFL as well. I think he is a very solid option as a back-end flex play. Sony Michel is a number 2 running back. We're not going to really look at him. Defenses can be viable, but I'm going to stay away from them in this game environment. I think it'll be high scoring. I like the over in this game because the type of weapons that both teams are going to bring to the table. I foresee a bounce back game from Stafford, so I definitely don't want the 49ers defense, who's been getting gashed with yards and TDs. We got both kickers. They're going to be viable. We'll throw them in the pool right here, Matt Gay and Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould is a legend, probably going to be a Hall of Famer. But let's continue down. Kyle Juszczyk. He was more of a factor when George Kittle was out. He's still getting a few targets here and there. If you need that last in flex option, he can be a guy. Jeff Wilson Jr. can be a very sneaky play. We're waiting for him. He hasn't gotten a rush yet, but you don't know what Shanahan's going to do. Okay? You do not know. Elijah Mitchell is the number 1 running back, but Jeff Wilson probably will finish the year as the number 1 running back. He usurped a lot of TDs last year, and now he's going to be back and activated, and you can foresee him getting acclimated slowly. So you can stay away from him. It's a wait and see for him. I don't want to take the risk on him. Trey Sermon, we're not really looking at. And other than that, it's low snap guys you don't really want to touch here, and there's a lot of IR and questionable guys. So the cheapest I would go would be the kickers or Kyle Juszczyk, and that will be our breakdown for the Monday Night Football game we have going on for tomorrow. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other ideas at captain or at flex. Did I miss someone that I did not bring up in this video? Let me know down below. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.